That's all they do. They throw rocks at other people. They try to bust somebody else's bubble. Rather than getting behind them and saying, let's go, 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 they will bring them down to their level. So they start throwing the rocks at others. You got your choice what you do with your rocks. You can stone like Stephen was stoned.
Yes.
You can take your rocks today and you can go home and talk about me. You can talk about everybody else. And that's what you've always done in the past. Because you've been hurt. The problem is hurt people hurt other people.
That's good. That's good.
I had a counselor wanted to come to work in my office one day, and as we were talking, and the more we talked, I finally looked at this counselor and I said, you know what, you're really hurting over some stuff, and I couldn't have you counsel here. Why? Because you're going to hurt some other people. When you counsel out of your hurt, you're going to hurt other people. But see, you can take that. When Stephen was stoned because of Saul's hurt. Saul was hurting. He felt like what they were doing was wrong. And rather than investigate it and check it out for himself, he decided to stone Stephen. He had to live with that later. He had to live with that memory that day. You're living with some memories today of some missed opportunities. When Stephen said, Lord, don't lay this sin to their charge, those words rang over and over and over and over and over in the ears of Saul, day in and day out. That's the reason later Paul would write, forgetting those things which are behind, I press to the mark of the high calling in Christ Jesus. I think if he could say it to us here today, I still hear Stephen's words in my ears sometimes and err me. I have to forget those things in the past. You want to recover from some failed errors? You're going to have to learn to forget some things. You're going to have to learn to forget some things. You can drop your rocks if you want to. You can do it just like those the mob did when they were going to stone the woman caught in adultery. They were prepared to be the judge and the executioner. They were prepared to take her out. They had the stones in their hands and they were just waiting from the word from Jesus. They just wanted him to say, go ahead, this one's mine. I picked one up because I knew it's got jagged edges on it and it's just about the right heaviness. I could really bust her with this one. You just wait. And Jesus simply said, let he that is sinless cast the first stone. Wow. Why'd you say that? Because you see, all of us have got failures. Every one of us has got failures. All of us have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Every one of us. So you can choose today to take that rock home with you. You can choose to do that. And if you want to, I want you to set it on a shelf and I want you to look at it. And I want it to remind you of every failure in your life. And every time you carried it home. Every time you took it back home with you. Every bit of hurt. Or you can drag that sack of rocks, if you will, represented by that one, up to an altar today. As they come to the music and you just drag it out of there and lay it on an altar. You can say, I'm done with it. I made enough failures. I did enough wrong. I'm through with it. It's not going home with me today. No, I think today I'll just toss it back in. I think today I'll just clean it up a little bit. I think today I'll make up my mind that I'm not going back to where I came. I'm not going back to the things that I used to do. They didn't bring me any peace and joy and happiness. I didn't find any real joy that lasted for any length of time. When I tried the world, I didn't find any of those things. So I think tonight, I'll just bring it to an altar. And I'll give it to Jesus. Would you stand with me right now? What will you choose to do? Your shoulder sore today from dragging that bag of rocks with you? Are you tired of feeling like a failure and feeling like you're never going to be good enough? Then I invite you to step out from where you are today. Maybe there's a hidden sin in your life, something that you did that you know was wrong, but you don't want anybody else to know. I just invite you to bring it up here. Just toss the rock back in the bucket, if you will. Just throw it back in there and say, God, I'm going to give it to you, and find you a place right around here to pray. You don't have to go back there. You can just find you a place over to the sides. Leave the middle open. Leave room for people to come through. But